This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Joining us today is Klaus Eckhoff, a consultant to Rome Resources, soon to be listed on the LSE via an RTO into Pathfinder Minerals. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. Klaus, how are you?
Yeah, thank you very much. Very well. Looking forward to the IPO on the market.
Indeed. So when the IPO indeed happens, does that mean Pathfinder Minerals names changes to Rome Resources and the ticker changes as well?
Yeah, correct. It will change to Rome Resources and the ticker will also change.
Okay, super. I wonder if you could just perhaps introduce the company to us first of all, what the company is all about, the projects, etc.
Yeah, the company operates in the DRC, which is our specialty over the last 24 years. So we're just basically looking for a tin project, which is 8 kilometers north of Alphamin, which is one of the biggest tin producers in the world and the highest grade tin producers in the world, which is one of our companies which we formed in 2014 and is now producing already.
Okay. So first of all, there's a few things that come to mind there. But first of all, when we talk about tin, we talked to a lot of companies on Stockbox here. Tin is not usually a commodity that is part of the mix, certainly not the core focus. Perhaps one of the less, let's say, sexy commodities. But what's the market opportunity for tin then?
Yeah, correct. It's perceived to be not that sexy, but on the other hand, it's one of the metals which is needed for everything, in the EV evolution and also in the AI business. So I guess it will be very important over the next decade. And has been very rare. There's very little coming on stream. It's not like gold or copper, or these deposits don't exist everywhere and only locally, and then mostly are very low grade, which means you need high prices to justify any production at all.
Okay. And what's the market outlook looking like for the forward-looking demand of tin?
Yeah, it will double or triple if everything goes as everybody expects on the EV side. But it's not only that, it's the production prices are very high. In the Congo, it's probably around 12,000 with Alphamin. In Peru, which is the second biggest one, it's probably around 16,000 US. Then you jump to Australia and in the other countries, it'll be 25,000 US. So if the price goes down to that level, nobody makes money anymore. That's why it jumped recently back to 35,000 and came from 55,000. And we think, that 40 to 50,000 is conservative, but it might spike to 50, 60, 80,000 again.
Right. Okay. And you mentioned that the project is in the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo, but you also mentioned there that that's sort of your specialty. Now, when people hear the DRC, perhaps alarm bells might ring. It's not perhaps the best jurisdiction to do business in, but if it's your specialty, what can you tell us about the DRC and why you're confident it's a good place to do this business in?
I mean, we are in the DRC since 24 years, and we're looking usually for world-class deposits. And I mean, if you look around, you've got Friedland there with the zinc project, Kamoa, the copper project, all world-class. Then we founded Moto Gold Mines way back in 2003, which is now the Kibali mine from Barrick. It's their flagship deposit. We sold it to Randgold way back, and then Randgold was taken over by Barrick. So the projects in the DRC are very big, very profitable, and it's a lot easier to start production there. There's less red tape. Politically, actually, CNN usually comes up with this sort of bad news everywhere there, but it's a huge country, 3,000 kilometers east-west and north-south, also 2,500. So what happens in the north or in the south or so doesn't influence anything in the north. So it's very easy to operate there.
So easy to operate there, yeah, less barriers, less red tape, as you said. Do you think your experience there of 24 years really gives you that head start because you know how to operate there and how to deal with local authorities?
Exactly, so we know exactly how to operate there, and we have always been operated there successfully historically.
Okay. And you did mention earlier Alphamin as well. That was another company that you were heavily involved in, and they've got quite a big tin project nearby. Is that right?
Exactly. We founded that one in 2014, And Mark and his team, they drilled out a resource there, which became then the Alphamin biggest project, 4.5% average grade, which is compared to Australia 0.1, 0.2% or other jurisdictions. And it supplies 4.5% of the world market at the moment and will in the next year probably around 8% of the world market of the tin.
Right. Okay. 8% of the world's market of tin. So let's talk about your project then. Is that near the current Alphamin area?
Yeah, exactly. It's not only neurology like other people or other companies claim. It's actually 8 kilometers away from the mining operation.
Okay.
And it has the same hallmarks, same signatures. We think even double or triple the size at this point in time. We started to drill it, but then decided also to move to the AIM market because London is more tin oriented than Canada. Canada is, because as you said before, tin is a small market. They don't like it that much, and in London the reception was a lot better than in also Australia, the same problem. TSX too.
Okay. So when it comes to the stage that this project is at then, I mean, there's a couple of things that come to mind. How come it's become available to you guys and perhaps Alphamin are not taking it for themselves? And what stage is it currently at?
Yeah, I mean, Alphamin is not an exploration company. We changed the management after we left. Mark and I, we are just geologists. We usually drive the projects up to PFS or BFS and then either sell the projects or we change the management to a more mining-orientated outlook.
Okay.
But we usually take the project, say, 3, 5 million or 10 million market cap and then try to drive it up to, say, 400, 500 million with a big discovery, hopefully, as usual, and then change the management or usually get taken out. And Alphamin, I mean, they could have picked up the projects too if they wanted to, but they're not interested in exploration now.
Right. Okay. So you're using your expertise in exploration. It's very different, isn't it? Of course, exploring exploration versus building a mine.
Yeah, it's also, if you want to raise money, especially for the DRC, as you said before, it's a specialty. And you need to have some track record there. Otherwise, no money or backing will come with it.
Sure. Okay. So what stage is the project at now then? Is it grassroots or a bit further than grassroots?
Well, I would say it's a little bit above grassroots. The soil anomalies have been established, a couple of drill holes, successful ones already too. So what we are looking for, to raise some 4 million pounds and then drill out a resource by Q4 this year. And we're pretty confident we will deliver something there.
Okay. Are you almost looking to replicate, if you can, the Alphamin model from before?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Because most of the companies, that's what we do in the DRC. We want to replicate it and usually try to find a world-class deposit.
Okay. Well, you're saying a lot of good things here, Klaus. I will come to what the plans are in a moment. But before we get on to that, I wonder if you could perhaps give us a bit of an insight into who is on the team here.
Well, Mark Gessen and myself, and then from Pathfinder, that's Paul Barrett there. He's the CEO, and he has been very supportive also of the transaction, and it has taken 6 months. And then, so the Pathfinder team too. So they're helping us to raise the money at the moment. So I guess, we have a very good backing also, feedback also in London to date over the last 3 weeks when we started. Oak Securities was also very supportive and introduced us to a lot of people who showed very good interest to date.
Okay, so where are you at in terms of raising that capital, and when do you hope to be closing?
We think probably in the next couple of weeks, and then the listing is scheduled to be in the first week of July.
The first week of July. Okay, so fairly soon. And do you have your once that's happened, once the RTOs complete, the funds are unlocked, do you have the plan? You say you want to get drilling in Q4. So are those plans needing a bit of finessing?
Even quicker. We start drilling immediately in July. All the drill pits are ready. The drill rigs are on site. First market update probably end of July, early August, and then a resource by Q4. So very aggressive. So, yeah.
Sorry, yeah, so a resource I wrote that down wrong, a resource by Q4. Okay, I see. Well, this is a very ambitious timeline. So the objective of the drilling would be to get to that initial resource, effectively.
Yep, that's correct.
And is it about making a discovery, or you already know that it's already there?
We know it's there.
Yeah,
the anomalies which we have, they're on ridges, they're in situ, and a couple of drill holes already gave us the indications that we're at the right place. And the only thing what we have to establish basically is to see, how big it is and what the grade will be.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Klaus. It's been great to get an insight into the company there. So good luck with the next 2 weeks of getting that RTO away and the funds secured. And I'm looking forward to, well, you're going to hit the ground running. So I'm looking forward to following how indeed you do that once you, get those funds unlocked and get drilling in July. But for now, thank you very much for your time, Klaus Eckhoff, the consultant there to Rome Resources.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time too. And I look forward to talk to you again.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.